white powder on its way to England, pay gaps for teachers, and the Mueller report. Right now on Street Talk. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy CB. Springtime out here. Let's get to this. Story number one. Here we go. A port in Philadelphia searched a vessel last Sunday that was on its way to England from Colombia. Guess what they found? 992 pounds of the white stuff. They found the white stuff in bricks, totaling in monetary value over $18 million. Now, reading through this, the reason that they decided to even search this vessel was because it looked like the hinges on that container were tampered with. And that's what led them to find 992 pounds of the white stuff, all packed in duffel bags, on its way to England from Colombia. Like, I don't know about you guys, but in them streets, $18 million worth of product, somebody's not happy. Somebody is not happy at all. Moving along, number two. Senator Kamala Harris has come out and said that should she gain the presidency in 2020, one of the first things she's going to work on is pay gaps for teachers. She says that teachers that come out of college with the same credentials as some of these other college graduates that go into the workforce have a pay gap of over 10%, making 10% less than their counterparts that went into the regular workforce as opposed to the teaching workforce. That equals out to about $13,000 of yearly salary and a pay gap for teachers. And she says she's going to use federal resources that are already available today to kind of close that gap up. I'm no expert on teacher pay and how all that stuff work. I know there's different levels based on education and steps and things like that. But $13,000 pay gap, I am one of those today who believe that teachers should be making way, way more. I think in today's society, a lot of families out there want the teachers to raise their kids in the school system and do this and that. That's not their job. Their job is to teach these young men and women and whatever else they want to call themselves to grow up and be productive citizens and to have the knowledge base capable to do so. $13,000, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Not just for Senator Harris to be looking at, but I think that's something that we should be looking at as a whole and trying to close up that gap and do what we can. I really think that is something that we should do just for the teachers. I think you'd get a lot better teachers out of it if the pay was a whole lot better. Just my opinion. Number three, the Robert Mueller, Trump, Russia collusion conspiracy 2016 election investigation has finally come to an end. They're actually expecting to get the full report today, Sunday, based on that. Now, early reports coming out are saying that the investigation that was led by Robert Mueller found that neither the president or any of his aides conspired or coordinated with Russian government's 2016 election interference. We do know that there's a such thing as Russian bots. We do know that there's an agency in Russia that actually handles this. Do your research, you can find out all about that, all about it. But Trump nor his aides neither colluded nor coordinated with this Russian attempt to affect our election. Whether they did or whether they didn't is not what I'm arguing. It's simply a matter of it didn't implicate Trump or his aides in it. A lot of other things have come from the Mueller investigation. People are going to jail now. Paul Manafort Cohen, all these guys. The one thing that I do see happening though is one side of the House that wanted to let Mueller do his job, leave him alone, while Trump's out there gabbing away and tweeting and doing all his things, was leave him alone, let him do his investigation. But now that investigation has come out and it doesn't exonerate Trump, he didn't use that language, he kind of stopped there from what I'm reading. He didn't really quite say he didn't do anything, but he didn't say he did anything either. So he stopped right there, but I think that part of the House that was like, let him do his job, is now going to scream conspiracy and things like that. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I think it's going to happen. So we'll wait for more of that to come out in the future, and we'll see what happens. Time for the update segment here. R. Kelly came back out on social media over the last week. I think one, to give his daughter a shout out on her birthday and sing happy birthday on Instagram. I guess not realizing that people really don't want to see you or hear from you no matter what you're doing, and everybody kind of knows now that you really don't care about your kids anyways. So yeah, that's a thing. Second, he had his lawyer put in a motion to see if he could leave the country to do some shows in Dubai so that he could make money to pay his child support. Because now nobody in the US wants to work with this dude. Nobody wants to give him a job. Nobody's gonna pay him. So he wants to see if he can leave the country and go to Dubai and do shows there. Seems a little sketchy to me. Again, I'm just saying. Time for the music segment. There wasn't a whole lot that came out this week, or at least nothing that I was really impressed with. There wasn't really anything notable, but there was a couple artists that came out. Nav is one of those artists. He came out with an album called Bad Habits. He's got some albums going back, nothing that I thought was too groundbreaking or really any different than anything else you're really hearing. It's a simple sound that's nothing real great. Nav is one of those rappers out there who claims to be like the Don Corleone of rap. Every time he tries to get out, it pulls him back in type of thing. So check it out. If it's your thing, you may like it. It's out there. Again, Nav, Bad Habits. The second one I want to talk about is Rich the Kid. He came out with an album called The World Is Yours Too. Again, this album doesn't sound anything different than a lot of those names that are already out there, Migos and all those guys that are already out there doing their things. That's kind of what this album sounds like. Again, it's the same old thing that's happening in 2018, 2019. Not that great. He's got a feature set on there, but if you want to check it out, Rich the Kid, The World Is Yours. This is what the album cover looks like. Check it out on where you stream your services. So with that being said, if you like what I got to say, subscribe, hit that like button, let me know, leave some comments, helps the channel out, do your thing. Till next time, it's your boy CB. Peace. Hey, hey, hey.